Hello Warlords, JP here from Caffeinated Warlord with another unboxing video, this one being the Terrain Crate Crazy Box. It's finally come in, let's see what's inside. So this is the second unboxing video I've had in the last week. The first one was the actual Mantic Fantasy Crazy Box, so it's from Mantic Games. They're putting out these boxes where for £30 you get a random amount of stuff. Well, £30 for the fantasy one, and I think this one's £25. And it's going to be random. They're going to put in stuff. You got a kind of a vague genre. So the other one was fantasy, and this one's terrain. There's another sci-fi, and I think there's also a role-playing one. And so with those kinds of constrictions in mind, you're going to probably get who knows what. But the idea is it'll be far more value than what's contained. I was very pleased with the Fantasy Crazy Box, so I've got a good feeling about the Terrain Crate box. Why did I get another one, the Terrain Crate one? Well, firstly, I ended up wanting to get another one, but the Fantasy one had sold out. And so then I thought, well, the Terrain Crate one's pretty good because I always like all the stuff in Terrain Crate range. Like, I look at them and the individual contents, I never really want to purchase that much because I'm like, oh, I don't really need that, or I can make that myself. But in such a package as this, where it's all discount and you get a lot, I'm sure I'm going to get something I need to use either for multi-bases or for actual terrain. So let's get it open. So just using my nice, not very bespoke scissors here. So let's see. Alright, here we go. What have we got? Well, lots of packaging, lots of brown. If you're not familiar with the plastic that's used for terrain, it tends to be brown. Not really sure why, but it doesn't really matter once it's painted in the end. Alright, so let's go through packet by packet. So first, we have here a forklift and lots of crates, and that looks like a bin. So that's pretty cool, kind of a warehouse kind of thing. Modern day warehouse. Probably not going on a multi-base, but you never know. But still, could be good for 40k. I still have 40k. Oh, now here we go, fantasy. We have here, that is a statue, kind of a person conqueror kind of statue. And a telephone box. That statue, that's definitely going on my Riftforged Orcs base. The idea with my Riftforged Orcs is they'll be conquering a city, and I wanted a statue, and I think this is going to be perfect. Because I'll be printing the actual bases with a filament printer, but I don't think I could print a statue and have it look good. Alright, so statue and a telephone box, there's some of the more modern things. Let's see, how are we going to go with fantasy? So this is 2 layers of plastic, so just so we can actually see it on camera somewhat, and so I can look at it easier. Separate them. So, hey, we just got nice blasted walls. Perfect. Oh, and a dresser drawer. So I actually got some from my other one that was like just market stall and a gallows, which was quite cool. So this is kind of helping add to that, but this is just straight up some ruins. You could actually make obstacle from that for Kings of War, which is good. Now we're getting a little bit more interior. We've got a desk and some sofas, but ruined sofas. So this would be stuff for like the Mantic's Walking Dead range. But hey, this furniture looks really nice. So we've got a pretty much a big fancy desk that's obviously ruined, and then we have a bookcase. No, it's got cutlery in it, but also ruined. Ha! And a ruined sink. Wow, and a ruined toilet. There's a little toilet in there. Well, don't drink the water in the toilet. But that's going to be very cool. I can definitely put a toilet down in my base, see if anyone notices. Ooh, alright. Now we're getting fancy. So in here we've got 2 different things. Hey, it's a Ziploc, I can open it. Because I don't want to open them all now because there'll just be stuff flying everywhere. But we have here a suit of armor essentially, that's just on a podium. So that's pretty cool, you know. So I could put that in one of my scenes. And this is a very nicely detailed wardrobe. Like a giant medieval style. This is like, you know, the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe kind of wardrobe. Wow. That's pretty cool. See, these kind of things that just gets the mind going for multi-basing. You think, well, I could do this, I could do that. So that is very cool, because I don't have much actual fantasy terrain stuff, because, yeah, most of my gaming life was 40k based, so it's unfortunately all skewed to 40k. Hey, here we go. Something for more civilized society, another toilet. Well, actually no, it's a guardhouse. But it kind of looks like, you know, an outdoor toilet in Australia. But we've got a guardhouse with sandbagging and, oh, so it's kind of like a checkpoint. You can make a whole checkpoint. Oh, and it's got a German Shepherd. Oh, I have to put that somehow in an army. That's a good boy. Oh, now I need to figure it out. So we've got, yeah, we've got a checkpoint kind of guardhouse and a good boy. Wow. Now, or a girl. Yeah, it's true. I don't think the detail in the miniature has rendered which sex that dog is, but it's a good dog. A good dog. Alright, so more interior furniture, even more different kinds of dresses and drawers. A kind of a shabby looking bed, which I think is good, because if you think medieval beds, I mean, you obviously have the luxurious 4-poster, but then, you know, in an inn, you'd have something a bit less. It's just sofas and armchairs. Were sofas and armchairs around in medieval times, or was that only for rich people? That I'm not sure. And a lamp. I wonder what we could use a lamp for. Well, that's... Knowing the price of train crate stuff, I'm pretty sure all the stuff I'm just putting aside right here is already, like, worth the contents of the box, like £25. So, ooh, yes! This is what I wanted. This, see this? This is a light post. It's actually quite hard to find on Thingiverse a free print of just a lamp. An outdoor lamp that you'd have in the street. There's just not very many good ones. And this is great. I've also got a bicycle. And a sign for a cafe. Like, you know, the kind of chalkboard sign that would be saying what's the specials on. And a mailbox. I got a very civilized city that my Reforged Orcs are going through. Maybe not so medieval. Who knows? More furniture. This time not ruined. So we've got an actual cutlery cabinet with the cutlery nicely arranged rather than all smashed up. And all the drawers neatly in. So, oh, and a stove top. Like a full-on oven stove thing. Like the old-fashioned kind. And this is the water basin that they used in One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest to throw through the window when the guy was getting out. That's pretty cool. Ooh, and this is a hot... Oh, it's like a rack with pots on it. Wow, it's very detailed. And that's a roast. There's a roast in there as well. It's just all kinds of little stuff. Like, you'd never be able to find these in a shop. Especially not in Australia. Maybe if we went to Mantic. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Ooh. What do we got? This is like a... It's like a camp set with campsite. Yeah. But a bit more modern, because there's a barbecue. That's pretty cool, though. Oh, and it's got like a... Yeah, it's all kinds of camping gear. And an esky, which is also known as a chili bin. Some bedrolls. Yeah. You can have a whole scene with this. I was actually thinking of having some of my goblins camping out, so maybe the goblins will be having a barbecue. Might put something in that barbecue. Ah, here we go. So this is something a bit more closer to what I do. So this looks like a medicine cabinet. It's got all kinds of vials. Yeah, it's something more like in a laboratory or an apothecary. Nice. So you can make like a chemist's store with this. The detail, I gotta say, it looks great. Like, I mean, you don't need too much detail to make pots look good, but I'm still very impressed. Alright, so next one. This is more for gardening. So we've got a whole gardener set. We've got wheelbarrow, lots of garden pots of all kinds of sizes, a garden bed with flowers in it, and a chair. A nice kind of like a garden bench. That's pretty. I could have gardening goblins. I could have camping goblins. I could have gardening goblins. Different one for each kind of little set. Why not? Oh, now here we are. We've got a double bed from IKEA. With a cupboard. And a nice looking sofa, not ruined. I kind of like that I've got two versions of each thing. It's kind of like I've got the upside down of each. Like I got the I've got the nice world and then I got the upside down from Stranger Things. Oh, and this one comes with a teddy bear. Where's the teddy bear on the other one? Maybe it's best not seen. Oh, that's cute. Got a teddy bear and a dog. Well, there's a box in here, but we'll wait to get to the box. Alright, so we've got bags inside bags again, so give me a moment when I bust through this. Let's see. Alright. More bicycle stuff, but now more ruined. Yeah, the guardhouse is destroyed. Oh, it's just barricades of stuff. It's not actually a bicycle, so this is like a barricade of just anything you could find in the shops and stuff, all chucked in the way. There's other kinds of barricades, so yeah, everything is... Oh, and the statue's destroyed. So this is actually... Yeah, this is the aftermath, after the apocalypse kind of set. This is cool. Yeah, I definitely can make some cool bases using these. You could really tell a story with these. But again, the ruined statue can definitely be used for my Reforged Orcs. The other one, we've got ruined walls again. All kinds of walls. Oh, and a power line that's come down. The power line really is quite modern. That's the one thing that won't be able to just blend in so easily. A fallen power line. But you know what? Kings of War multi-basing. Maybe my guys have gone through a time portal and they're still kicking ass. That'd be quite cool. Yeah, I mean, there's so much here to make an entire army in the modern world. Ah, this is actually something I was hoping I would get. This is like a Parisian cafe set. With another lamppost. Oh. But yeah, got a big kind of parasol umbrella with a table and 2 chairs and a cafe sign. So it's like, you know, having a nice little cafe scene. Just look. Yeah. If you need any... Next time they do it, definitely get one. Like, if you just need some terrain stuff, you want stuff that'll inspire you. I mean, you'll probably not get the things that you actually really, really want 100%. But, so now we've got... This is more industrial stuff, so we've got a whole bunch of oil barrels. Got some tires, crates. So this is, yeah, definitely more of an industrial area. And a sign, street sign. That's pretty cool.
Maybe you should make it a challenge.
Try and use
everything in this.
Use everything in one army.
Well, or just how you can creatively use everything that you got in that box for your army.
That's a good idea. Yeah, maybe I should be doing that. Well, and I better tell, I was getting a friend of mine to print off some bases for my Reforged Orcs, but maybe I shouldn't, because I got so much stuff here, I could make my own. I better tell him. Anyway. Next. Hey, we got a printer! This is like the printer of my work. It's like the big one with the 4 different slots for paper. You can even see the drawers. If I was small enough, I could pull the drawer out and put in the paper because it's got a paper jam. It literally looks like a giant printer. And a nice modern desk. And a plush leather chair. Wow. Oh, and a laptop. There's a laptop in there. But that's extra modern. We're getting closer and closer to the modern world. It's getting scary. Oh, here we go. Now, another kind of normal single bed. Just kind of a bedroom setup with a side table, lamp, sofa. Yeah, maybe my orcs are going to go smashing through reality. Alright, that's actually a cool idea. Oh, man. Now they're going to go through a gaming... I've got 2 arcade games here. Whoa, and it's just a blank screen, so you could paint whatever arcade game you want on there. You want Invaders? You want Street Fighter? Just paint it on there and see if people notice. Oh man. That's so cool. Alright. Then finally, getting to the tail end. More cafe set. But with a real street sign. Oh, golly gosh. I say golly gosh. I am really impressed actually, because now my mind is going nuts. I'm going to have a very silly situation for my Reforged Orcs. They're out of time and space. Oh, wow. Alright. So we're now going in the rift. And then finally, it's time for a picnic. We've got a seesaw, we've got the merry-go-round, we've got a picnic rug with sandwiches and some bottles and a bin that's overflowing. You can make a playground. And then finally, an actual box. The torture chamber. And so you can see on the back of that, this is just the straight up the box. Full of, it's got a sarcophagus with a mummy in it. It's got a coffin. Oh, this is just perfect for my undead. Wow. Well, undead and goblins. Goblins like torturing too. Well, I think this is already like 15 or 20 pounds, just this box. So, I don't know. I'm not very familiar with the pricing of terrain stuff, but this is crazy. It's so cool. So yeah, if you're ever hesitating, you're ever wondering, should you get a crazy box, I can say of the two I've got, the fantasy and the terrain one, both are fantastic. I mean, just look at this. Yeah, I wouldn't get this kind of stuff normally because I'd be like, oh, it's not fantasy. But now I've got it, I'm really thinking I can tell a really crazy story with my Kings of War army. And I know that it might just be a little bit immersion breaking, but not quite, because it's still going to be straight up Riftforged orcs. It's just they're kind of going through modern society, destroying everything. So I better tell Jeff not to print off those multi-bases, because I actually fully filled them with already stuck on terrain. I think I'll keep the files though. I'll definitely need it for a future army, but I won't be needing it right now. Wow, very impressive. That's very cool. Well, alright, so if you've got any questions about any of the specifics I've got, I'll try and answer them as best I can, because I didn't show them off particularly well. I didn't want to take it all out of the bags. As I said, I didn't want it all just flying around, because it's a lot of loose things, and I will lose them all if I take them all out. But as you can see, it is just literally piles and piles of plastic of all kinds, and as long as you're open to getting all kinds of stuff, you don't really mind, then I think you'll be in for a real treat. That's definitely with the terrain crazy box, which is to be expected. They sell all kinds of terrain stuff, and it's all modern day pretty much here, and I think I can use it. But if you were a bit more like traditional, you wanted your fantasy stuff, then it's probably unlikely you'll get all of that. And I can see why this is in here, because they've just discontinued the Walking Dead game, and so obviously that's their only game they sell that's actually just kind of set in modern day. So it's, yeah, they don't really have a need for it for their range, because nothing else really feeds into that. So this would be the kind of stuff sitting around, whereas all the terrain for sci-fi and fantasy would be going off the shelves at a steady rate as it normally would. So I understand, but actually I think it's really cool. So yeah, I'm excited to figure this out. So yeah, if you've got a box, a Terrain Crate box, or any other crazy boxes, and you've got some cool stuff in them too, share them in the comments below, or let me know if you've got a channel, and I'll go take a look. But I think, yeah, thank you, Mantic. This was really enjoyable, and I now have way more stuff than I ever need. And you can too, next time they put it on. It seems like they do this about once a year, so probably won't get it next year, because I'll still be painting. Alright, until then, everyone, make sure you always get a double shot latte, and that's my exit. Bye!